Welcome to the Hawaii State Senate Health Committee. I am Senator Jarrett Kyoho-Kalole, Chair of the committee. This Zoom meeting and YouTube live stream event will include today's Wednesday, February 17th, 9:30 a.m. joint agenda between the Senate Health and Senate Judiciary committees. The members of this committee who are attending are myself, Senator Kyoho-Kalole, Senator Joy San Buenaventura, Senator Sharon Moriwaki, and Senator Kurt Favela. Also joining us are the members of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator Rhodes, would you like to introduce the members?
Sure. I'm chair. As you know, you're vice chair. Senator Ocasio, Senator Lee, Senator Kim, Senator Favela, all here, and Senator Gabbard is, oh, there's Senator Gabbard too. I think we're all here. Thank you.
Okay, great. This meeting, including audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. You will find links to viewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. In the unlikely event that we must abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene and discuss any outstanding business. Do we have a date? I think it's probably going to need to be later today, pursuant to the health agenda, Wednesday, February 17th. At 1:18 p.m. Let's hope we don't get to that. So let's get right to the testimony on the first and only measure on the joint agenda, SB 663, relating to the solemn covenant of the states to award prizes for curing diseases. This enacts an interstate compact to award prizes for the curing of diseases. First up, we have no testifiers who indicated they would be present. So I'm going to read off the names of the individuals who submitted written testimony. First in support, Eric Abe of the Hawaii Primary Care Association, Scott Smart and Yvonne Giese in opposition, and late testimony in support from Ian Chun. Is there anyone on the conference who intends to testify on this measure? Okay, seeing none, members, any questions? Difficult to do questions when there are no testifiers present. So with the indulgence of the chair, I think let's just roll right into the decision making. Okay, my recommendation is that we move this measure out with technical amendments. Any discussion?
Can anyone who's voting yes on this explain exactly? It seems very convoluted and there's a lot of extraneous wording, and then also the nature of this this kind of interstate compact, how it benefits our legislation.
I mean, do you have any specific questions, Senator Ocasio? I mean, the intent of the bill is to provide a prize that the state would pay into for the curing of a disease that currently impacts the state healthcare system and finances substantially.
At your discretion, Chair, I would just add that this is committee hearings are sort of yes/no questions. Do we keep this bill going or not? And I understand that there are issues with this bill still, but I think it's worth keeping it going. If we kill it, it's dead. So that's why I will be following Health Chair's lead and suggesting that we move forward.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, members, Senator Kim.
I'm sorry, I didn't really go through it closely, but when you say prize, what are we talking about? Prizes, award prizes?
I mean, it's laid out pretty clearly in the measure.
Well, can you reiterate it, please?
If you review on page 4, Article 3, members of the compact, commissioners pursuant to the state compact will be viewed the ability to determine a protocol for what type of prizes are awarded based on the availability of a cure, treatment, or therapeutic protocol And so the commission powers laid out in Article 3 that start on page 4 detail the provisions and the powers that this measure imbues on the commission.
Basically, the commission just determines the prizes, so the prizes are not necessarily spelled out, because I couldn't really find specifics.
Yeah, we're delegating authority to the commission to establish a price structure and evaluate potential applicants for awarding.
So there's no limits as to what kind of prizes and so forth. There's no limitations on this, on the commission as far as what they can do.
I mean, it's up to the commission to determine the input of the states, the price criteria, and the criteria for application of award submittals.
Chair,
We
don't
done,
we have CDC and National Institute of Health and such to do this exact same thing that we employ?
That's certainly a possibility.
just to follow up on what I was asking. So is there any, have we done, is there any precedent of this kind of awarding of prizes on any other measures we've taken?
Not on any measures the health committee's taken up.
Thank you.
Okay, members, any other discussion? Okay, seeing none with the vice chair absent, I'll call the vote for SB 663. The recommendation is to pass this with amendments. The chair votes aye. Senator San Buenaventura?
Aye. Aye.
Senator Moriwaki? Aye for Senator Moriwaki. Senator Favela?
Reservations.
The recommendation is adopted. Chair Rhodes?
My recommendation is identical. Any questions or concerns? If not, I won't make the chair of the health committee take the vote for this. I'll take it myself. I'll vote yes. Senator Keokalole.
Aye.
Senator Casio.
No.
No. Senator Gabbard.
Aye.
Aye. Senator Kim.
Reservations.
WR. Senator Lee.
Aye.
Yes. Senator Favela. Reservations again.
Reservations.
Okay. The recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. This joint hearing is adjourned.
Thank you. Okay, welcome to the Judiciary Committee, two decision-making hearings today. My name is Carl Rhodes. I'm the chair of the committee right at the moment. I make that sound like I think I'm about to leave. I don't expect to be leaving anytime soon, but you never know. This Zoom meeting and YouTube live stream event will include the following two agendas: decision-making on SB 1034 and SB 301, which was the 9:55 agenda, which we're late for. I apologize. And then there's a 10 o'clock agenda, which is also a DEEM agenda. Let's see. Members of the committee who are attending are Vice Chair Jared Keokalole, Senator Laura Casio, Senator Mike Gabbard, Senator Chris Lee, Senator Donna Mercado Kim, and Senator Kurt Favela, who are all here. This meeting, including the audio and video of remote participants, is being streamed live on YouTube. You will find links to viewing options for all Senate meetings on the live and on-demand video page of the legislature's website. In the unlikely event that we have to abruptly end this hearing due to major technical difficulties, the committee will reconvene to vote on any outstanding measures on Friday, February 19 at 9:25 a.m. And that'll be a video conference meeting as well, and public notice will be posted. Okay, since this is a DM hearing, no one will be testifying, and I think that's it. Okay, first up on the 9:55 agenda is SB 1034. 1034 is expands board and public participation by giving boards the option in conjunction with in-person meetings to use interactive conference technology to remotely conduct public hearings under the Sunshine Law, even when no emergency has been declared by government authorities. Okay, recommendation is to pass. I have some amendments, if I can find them. Okay. There are quite a few, so bear with me. I doubt seriously this is the final product, but I'd like to move it along for further discussion. We'll condense the preamble. It's currently 6 pages long. In section 2 of the bill, we'll clarify that if a remote meeting is held, the one required public meeting location must be connected by both audio and visual. So the one required public meeting location. Add language to require that if additional courtesy public locations are arranged and the person requests an ADA accommodation at that location, if the connection is interrupted in a manner that will interfere with the accommodation, then the meeting must be recessed for up to 20 minutes to attempt to restore connection or be canceled. We'll require all remotely conducted meetings to utilize closed captioning services through the streaming provider or through an outside service such as relay conferencing captioning, and to post information about how to access the captioning or RCC service on the notice. Require that all votes conducted during a remote meeting be done by roll call. Will reduce the time to address or fix a connection problem from 1 hour to 20 minutes. We'll delete section 3 regarding the contact tracing, and yeah, we'll just delete section 3 on contact tracing. In section 4, we'll accept the National Federation of the Blind's recommendation to add language to specify that interactive conference technology shall be accessible and usable by individuals with disabilities in accordance with state and federal laws and applicable implementation standards. In section 6 of the bill regarding the required meeting notice, we'll add language to clarify that the instructions on how to request an auxiliary aid or service apply to all locations specified in the notice, not just the in-person location. There'll be technical amendments and technical and conforming amendments, and we'll note in the committee report that this act is not intended to create additional causes of action for OIP to address. And we'll also put on a defective date, May 6, 2137, because as I said, I doubt this is the final version, but I think it's going the right direction. Questions or concerns on this one? Okay, if not, Senator Keokalole for the vote.
Voting on SB 1034, the chair's recommendation is to pass this measure with the vote.
Anybody else hearing that? Still there?
Yeah, Chair Rhodes.
I can hear you.
Okay, so
Yes.
members voting on SB 1034, the recommendation is to pass with amendments. Chair Rhodes.
Aye.
Vice Chair goes aye. Senator Ocasio.
Aye.
Senator Gabbard.
Aye.
Senator Kim.
Aye.
Senator Lee.
Aye.
Senator Favela.
Aye.
Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to SB 301, this is relating to firearms. It expands the ban on pistols with detachable magazines with over 10 rounds to any firearm with a detachable magazine with over 10 rounds. The original version also banned a number of what are often called assault rifles and shotguns. Recommendation here is to pass with amendments. We'll strip out the language on assault rifles and assault shotguns and their ban and the ban on sales and transfers. So we'll essentially only leave the language at the bottom of page 6 where pistol has been replaced with any firearm. The way to deal with these magazines has been in law for years, since 1991, and currently only apply to pistol magazines. This bill, the amendment I'm imposing, will apply it to all firearms. And we'll clarify that law enforcement using personal firearms for work purposes are excluded from the ban on large magazines. That's it. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Members voting on SB 301, the chair's recommendation is to pass this measure with amendments. Chair Rhodes,
Aye.
Vice Chair goes aye. Senator Ocasio,
Awale.
Senator Gabbard,
No.
Senator Kim,
Reservations.
Senator Lee,
Aye.
Senator Favela.
No.
Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you, members. Moving on to the 10 o'clock agenda. Is it 10 o'clock? Yes, okay. 10 o'clock agenda. First up is SB 1287. Requires the Department of Education Food Services branch to coordinate with the principals and vice principals of department schools to determine which school menu program offered by the USDA is the best fit for the student body and campus of each school. Recommendation is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Sorry, I lost my notes on this.
I'm sorry, 1287 as is.
Okay, members voting on, thank you, I got it. Okay, members voting on SB 1287, the chair's recommendation is to pass this measure out unamended. Noting the presence of all members of the committee, are there any reservations? Are there any members voting in opposition? Seeing none, Chair, all members vote aye. Recommendation adopted.
Thank you. Next up is SB 1333. This removes cannabinol drugs that have been approved by the United States Food and Drug Administration from the list of Schedule 5 substances for consistency with federal law. Oh, I guess I should have asked. I haven't asked. Fortunately, the prior chair is, and I can ask prior concurrence here. The only issue we see is that there's some other areas in the statute that where this definition comes up. So we wanted to adjust 712-1240, which criminalizes all derivatives of cannabinoids, to conform with the removal of this particular derivative from the scheduled classes by exempting a derivative of 0.1% or less. And also we thought we needed to adjust 327.14D, which includes marijuana, as a class 1 drug by exempting a derivative of 0.1 or less. So I think it's consistent with what you were doing, Chair Keo Kalole, and if you're okay with those changes, that's what I would suggest.
Yes.
Okay, that's the recommendation. Any questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Okay, members voting on SB 1333 SD1, the recommendation is to pass this measure with amendments, noting the presence of all members. Are there any individuals with reservations?
No reservations.
Reservations for Senator Favela? Any opposition? Seeing none, Chair, all other members vote aye. Recommendation adopted.
Okay, thank you. Next up is SB 1384. This provides that the prohibition against serving 2 consecutive terms not to exceed 8 consecutive years pursuant to Section 2634A of Hawaii Revised Statute shall not apply to the representative of Hawaiian medium early learning providers' term limits, and it repeals on June 30, 2025. Recommendation is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Members voting on SB 1384, the recommendation is to pass unamended. Noting the presence of all members, are there any noes or reservations? Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you very much. Next up is SB 151. This replaces the term accident with collision for purposes of certain provisions in the statewide traffic code. The idea being that most accidents aren't really accidental, they're collisions, so we need to reflect that in the language. Recommendation is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Members voting on SB 151, the recommendation is to pass unamended. Noting the presence of all members of the committee, are there any noes or reservations? Chair, all members vote aye. Recommendation adopted.
Thank you, members. Next up is SB 178. This establishes a 2-year beach protection pilot program under which no vehicles are authorized to drive on the beach in Polihale State Park without a permit. It requires a report to the legislature and repeals on June 30, 2023. The recommendation here is to pass with just technical amendments and a bad date, May 6, 2137. There's some issues with the bill that I don't think we can fix, but I do think we need to move it on. So hence the bad date. And that's it. Any questions or concerns?
Excuse me, Chair.
Yeah.
It's not about this bill, but I may have missed something, but we're not taking testimony on any of these. We just go directly to decision.
We have the luxury in the Senate, if once somebody has heard the bill, then the second committee just does
Got it. Okay.
It's not
Thank
true.
you.
Not true in the House. They have to hear everything.
Okay. Thank you.
So recommendation is to pass with text and a bad date. Questions or concerns? Other questions or concerns? Seeing none, Senator Keokalole.
Members voting on SB 178 SD1, the recommendation is to pass with amendments. Noting the presence of all the members of the committee, are there any reservations?
Reservation.
Opposition. Reservations for Senator Favela. Any other reservations or opposition? Okay, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Next up is SB 232. This increases the maximum civil penalty for littering from 500 to 1,000. Increases the maximum fine for the offense of criminal littering from 1,000 to 5,000. Recommendation is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Members, SB 232, passing unamended. Of the members present, or noting everyone's present, any reservations? Any opposition?
Ole.
Chair recommendation.
Oh.
No vote for Senator Ocasio on SB 232. Any other reservations or opposition? Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Next up is SB 238. This amends ballot requirements to display candidates for the office of Hawaiian Affairs Board of Trustees by residency and non-residency requirements, and to randomize the order of candidate names within those groupings. Recommendation here is to pass with an amendment. Will require the chief elections officer's procedures. So the effective date will be earlier, but assuming it passes, but the actual time when the chief elections officers has to start applying this will be January 1, 2022. So it won't apply to any special elections or anything that might pop up between now and 2022. Questions or concerns? If not, Vice Chair.
Members voting on SB 238 SD1, the recommendation is to pass with amendments. Noting all members present, are there any reservations? Any opposition? Seeing none, Chair, all members vote aye. Recommendation adopted.
Thank you. Next up is SB 329. This shortens the notice period from 60 to 30 days for a board to sell, store, donate, or dispose of personal property when the identity and addressee of the owner are known, removes the publication requirement, and permits the board of directors of a condominium association to proceed directly to the sale, storage, donation, or disposal of personal property that has been abandoned in or on the common elements of a condominium when the identity or address of the owner is unknown. Our recommendation is to pass as is. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Members voting on SB 329 SD1, the recommendation is to pass unamended. Noting all members are present, is there any opposition or reservations? Seeing none, Chair, all members vote aye. Recommendation adopted.
Thank you very much. Next up is SB 562. This establishes that charging, shipping, and This establishes that charging, shipping, and delivery charges that exceed the actual cost to ship or deliver a commodity to a consumer in Hawaii shall constitute an unfair and deceptive trade practice. Recommendation is to pass as is, and just a note of why I think the bill is, it's not my bill, but why I think it's necessary. People will even when they're sending by USPS where the price is exactly the same, they'll jack it way up to send it to Hawaii for some reason. And that strikes me as a deceptive trade practice because it's the same price if you send it by mail. So that's why I'm suggesting we move it on, and again, unamended. Questions or concerns? Seeing none, Vice Chair.
Members voting on SB 562 SD1, the recommendation is to pass this measure unamended. Noting all members are present, are there any reservations? Any opposition? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Thank you. Next is SB 703, requires 2 hours of annual in-service training in suicide prevention for all teachers, principals, and school counselors. Recommendation here is to pass unamended. Questions or concerns? If not, Senator Keokalole.
Members voting on SB 703 unamended. Noting all members are present, any reservations? Any opposition? Seeing none, Chair, your recommendation is adopted.
Okay, thank you. Next up is SB 811, requires the Department of Education to publish a weekly report on schools that have reported COVID-19 cases. Recommendation here is also to pass unamended. Questions or concerns?
I just have a quick question.
Sure.
Do we know if this is, it specifically speaks to DOE, but do we also require private schools and charter schools?
I believe it only applies, well, we don't.
We don't, all right,
I believe it's only,
because
it's just aimed at the Department of Education.
okay. And only specifically COVID, because a lot of times they already send out notifications for other communicable diseases.
Yes, well, the issue here is the level of aggregation. So I think right now they're doing it by complex, and
Yeah.
the education committee felt
Bringing
like
it smaller.
they wanted it to be more specific.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Any other concerns or questions? If not, Vice Chair,
Unamended, right?
unamended.
Members voting on SB 811 unamended. Noting all members present, any opposition? Any reservations?
Reservations.
Reservations for Senator Ocasio. Any other members with reservations or opposition? Seeing none, Chair, all of the members vote aye. Recommendation adopted.
Okay, thanks very much. I believe we have tomorrow off for, yeah, our next hearing will be on our next, yes, I guess it's actually a hearing, will be on Friday morning at 9:30. Thank you all for being here. Have a good one.
Excuse me, Chair, there is a 10:30 joint hearing this morning with CPM.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for interrupting.
I'll be using the CPM stream.
Oh, we can do
So
that.
it's a different